Hi, welcome to this week's cook along, a special one for Mother's Day. So first things first, as per usual, get your oven on at 175 degrees. This is a fan oven. Pop your bread in there for about 10-15 minutes, so it's nice and warm, ready for you to have before your starters. We've got three lovely courses here. First one I'm going to show you now, the starter, is a risotto. Right, so risotto. I could talk to you all day about risotto. Risotto is generally dreadful in restaurants. I would, unless I go to a really, really good restaurant, I would never order risotto. And the reason being is that they just use a cheap, generic rice. So risotto should be made and eaten straight away. It's not really a restaurant dish. But we've been experimenting with it for years, or I have. And we use this particular aged rice. So it's a Carnaroli rice rather than arborio, and it's aged, and basically it has a lot more structure to it. It doesn't overcook, and that means that we're able to pre-cook risotto and reheat it. So here we've got the risotto that's done. We've got some herb butter here, garlic and herb butter. We've got some pre-cooked vegetables. And this is what's called a primavera in Italy, which means like first of the green, first of the spring, etc. Some 36-month aged Parmesan cheese. This is truffle paste. It's very, very strong, this, so just a little tiny bit of this. But first of all, we need to get a pan on. I've got about 100 mils of water in there. And I'm just doing one portion, so if you're doing two portions, you want to have obviously 200 mils. Just bring it up to the heat. Now we might need to add a little bit more water to this. Risotto should be soft. A lot of people, it's like mashed potato when they serve it. It should never be like that. It should kind of fall gently under its own weight. So I'll bring this to a simmer, and I'll pop the risotto in. So at this stage it shouldn't stick because we've not put any Parmesan or anything in it yet. So when it gets to this stage, turn the heat down to moderate. And we'll just cook it now. Obviously this is rice, so we've got to be careful how we cook it. It needs to be cooked through really, really well. But at the same time, we don't want to absolutely destroy the risotto. So I've been really, really precise about how long I'll cook it for. So we're nearly there now. It's only been on for a couple of minutes, but that's all it takes. And then, so what I'll do, I'll take it off the heat, just completely off the heat, pop it to one side, and we're just going to reheat our veg. So for the veg, just a tiny splash of water, literally like a teaspoon, on the heat. I'm just going to heat this up. And while this is heating, I'm just going to heat and beat in some Parmesan cheese into this. So this is really important. This is what kind of gives it that creamy texture. So I've got a nice fine grater here, which really helps if you've got one. Fine as possible. And be generous with this. And it's good to have risotto sitting to kind of absorb the butter and the cheese. So we'll put all that in. And then I'm going to beat it in. Okay, I just let that sit. So then back onto my vegetables, pop them in the pan. And these just need to warm through gently. So just on a low heat, just warm them through. So at this stage, the veg is reheated, the risotto has had the cheese added, tiny little bit of this truffle paste, not too much, a real scant amount, that much is enough. You just press vegetables. Okay, so the butter, be generous with the butter. Stir it in. And now I'm just going to check the seasoning, just to see if it needs a tiny little bit of salt or anything. Although I've tried to get it absolutely perfectly seasoned for you. That's good. So we're going to plate it. So I take a few of the veg and stir it through. Pop it in a bowl. And I've reserved a bit of the veg for the top as well. Just adds a textural contrast. Veg is really lightly cooked, so some crunchiness in there. So that's our risotto primavera. Enjoy. So on to our main course. So we did lots of discussions about what to cook, and we figured as it's Mother's Day, we'd do a real nice chicken. We've got this chicken here, which if you just have a look at it, we've got the breast that's been cooked sous vide. We've got the leg that's been made into a ballotine. You'll notice this is pink. Don't worry about that. The chicken's been cured and then it's been cooked sous vide, so it's been poached at 65 degrees exactly. It's been held there for 2 hours, so it's all the pathogens and everything have been killed. It's been pasteurized, safe to eat even if it's a little bit pink, so you could eat that now, that'd be absolutely fine. So we're gonna, what you've got here is one breast is for 2 people. And one of these pieces of the ballotines for 2 people as well. You can either cut it this way to serve it, cut it that way to serve it. I'm just going to cut it straight down the middle to just get a sort of round out of it. Like that. So, just wash my hands. I've got a pan here with a little bit of olive oil. I'm just going to get it nice and coloured in this warm oil. First of all, sorry, one thing I forgot to mention is do like I've done here and dry it all off completely. So get it nice and dry, otherwise it'll spit when it hits the oil. So just trying to get a bit of heat into here. And pop that into there. And my chicken. You'll notice that, by the way, it has been lightly seasoned this, so there's a little bit of pepper on the outside, so if you wonder what that is, that's just a bit of white pepper. And what we're going to do here is we're going to colour it up, so we're going to give it that kind of brown roast flavour. To go with it, we've got some incredible mash that's made with loads and loads of butter, in the style of Joel Robuchon, the chef. This here is an absolute flavour bomb. One of my absolute favourite things. It's butter roast cauliflower in a puree. It's got yeast added to it as well. This is the jus. It doesn't look that much, but have a taste of this by itself because it's incredible. I was so happy with the flavour of this. And then we've just got the chicken skin that we've just cooked off. And then I want you to just crisp it up. I want you to just chop it up. Just like I've done there, so if you just chop it into a fine powder, you can see. That's what we're looking for. So the oven's still on 175, as it was earlier. I'm going to pop this in. And it's going to take about 8 minutes, okay? So if you come back to me in 8 minutes and we'll finish it off. So 8 minutes is up, chicken out. Just going to check the colour on it, nice golden colour. So all I'm going to do at this stage is add a little bit of butter to the pan. Just put the heat on. Remember, this pan's red hot, so do not touch it with your hand. All I'm going to do is just really lightly baste the chicken. Take it out to drain off. I'm just going to put a little bit more of this butter on when it's brown. I'm just taking it out of the pan because I didn't want it to overcook. So I'll just get a nice brown butter. There we go. Okay. Right, so at this stage, we can season with a little bit of salt. Just going to take a slice off of the chicken, because obviously this serves two. Right, just get my plate. So, for the garnish, everything else, I've warmed it up in the microwave. We tried to make it as easy as possible. So this is the pomme puree, the mash. Do it in bursts, small little bursts. So don't just bang it in there for 2 minutes because it'll all split and overcook on the outside. If it does split, because it's got a lot of butter in here, if you get fat running out of it, just whip it with a fork and it will come back together. But just do it in little 30-second bursts, then stir it, then 30 seconds, then stir it. Same with the puree, again, probably 10-second burst for this. You can do this and the jus at the same time. So I'm just going to take some of this chicken skin, pop that on, it's like a crumb. And this is where you get the real intense kind of chicken flavour. We'll just put a little bit of the mash on there. It's quite rich, this, but it is delicious, so depending on how hungry you are. And pop my ballotine on there. And then we've got this, which is my absolute favourite thing. This beautiful cauliflower. And then just to finish it, the jus, which is lovely and sticky, just from all the natural gelatin in the bones that we made it from. So that's a plate of beautiful Packington chicken. Perfect for Mother's Day. So on to dessert. So we've got a classic here, lemon posset. We're gonna turn this out. You don't have to turn it out. If you just want a stress-free, delicious dessert, just take this, put some of the jelly in the centre, put the raspberries around it, put the leaf on top, just break the leaf up and eat it with a spoon. But we're gonna do it kind of a little bit more restaurant style. So I'll just get a teeter. So we've just got a hot pan of water here. I'm just going to insert it 1, 2, and shake it 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now I'm just going to invert it. Right then, so we've got some jelly here. Again, you can just put a blob of the jelly on. There's various things you can do with it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to break it up. So I've got another container. I'm going to take half the jelly for serving. I'm just going to kind of break it like this. So I'll just put the jelly just kind of in the center here. And then we'll just pop the raspberries around it. And then this here is just a leaf, a spring leaf that I've made from apples. And just break that up and eat it with the posset. There we go. So thanks once again. Again, we've had an absolutely amazing response, sold out really, really quickly. We appreciate your support so much. We can't wait to get back open. We're doing another one of these cook-alongs in a couple of weeks' time, so you can message Tony if you'd like to book on that. We'd really appreciate it if you share your meals on social media. So it's the_kitchen_and_cook on Instagram. There's Gourmet Dining Room on Facebook or my personal Facebook. Hope you have a wonderful Mother's Day. Thank you.